cruising series. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I will link them below so you can check them out. In this video, I will be discussing luggage restrictions for the Carnival Cruise Line. If you aren't sailing with Carnival, you should still use this as a general guide, but you may want to check with your cruise line to see if they have any additional luggage restrictions. I'm going to start with a list of items that you should not pack. Some of these items may seem like no-brainers, but if Carnival felt compelled to list them, someone must have brought them on board at some point in time. So, here we go. Clothing irons and steamers. Do not bring those on board. The ship has a laundry facility where you can iron your clothes. Plus, if you want to steam your clothes, just hang them in the bathroom and run the shower with the door closed for a little while. Then stretch the wrinkles out. Also, you can pack wrinkle releaser spray. The next thing is electrical and household appliances. Now, some things are excused here, and that includes electronics like computers, tablets, cameras, phones, and of course, grooming tools like flat irons and electric razors, that kind of stuff. Okay. Heating pads. No, just don't do it. Hookahs. I know, it seems ridiculous that somebody would even think to bring a hookah on a cruise, but apparently someone has. Hard liquor and beer. You are not allowed to sneak alcohol on the ship. Now that said, a lot of people do it. Some people even make a game of it to see who can get their alcohol on the ship. Large coolers. They take up too much space. Do not bring them. Handcuffs. Yeah, I know. That's weird. But hey, honeymooners. Candles and incense. For obvious reasons. They could start a fire. Knives. Scissors with blades longer than 4 inches. Bicycles, surfboards, boats, and canoes. Those things take up way too much space. Don't bring them on board. Besides, you're already on a boat. What are you going to do with a boat that you bring on the boat? Most beaches have kayaks and paddle boards and stuff that you can rent. And some of the excursions actually include that equipment. So don't bring any of that stuff on board. Scooters. You can. There is an exception to this one, which would be mobility scooters, but don't bring scooters on board. Kiddie pools. Apparently, someone has tried that. Don't know why. Footwear with wheels. No wheelies, people. No roller skates or anything like that. Kava, I have no idea what that is, but don't bring it on board. And fish. Now, the reason for this is there are some deep-sea fishing excursions. If you catch anything, ship it home. Do not bring it on board. Alright, now I'm going to go into some exemptions for these rules, and I will probably repeat myself on some things I just said. Hot hair tools and other electric grooming devices are allowed, as well as food as long as it's prepackaged and unopened. Electronics such as cameras, laptops, and cell phones are also allowed. Seashells may be brought on board as long as they are clean and sanitized and do not smell. Fans, power strips, and extension cords are also allowed. Now, that said, I wouldn't bring a huge box fan, but you know, the little tiny personal fans, you can bring those. Make sure that you bring a power strip. Most cabins only have 1 outlet, others will have only 2, but make sure you bring a power strip, especially if you're bringing electronic devices. You don't want to be fighting over the 1 outlet in your room to see who can charge their cell phone. Small coolers are also allowed. Now, when I say small coolers, I'm talking personal coolers, something about the size of a lunchbox. Something that you can fit like a 6-pack in. Nothing bigger than that. Next, I'm going to list some items that you may bring on board, but you can only use them in port. And these would be drone cameras, snorkel gear, segways, skateboards, golf clubs, fishing rods, tennis rackets, kites, skates, collapsible wagon. Collapsible wagon is a good idea if you have small kids who are too big for a stroller. You don't want to be dragging them around or carrying them around if they're that big, heavy kids. So anyways, kids get tired. Collapsible wagon's a good way to get them around in port. Metal detectors, boogie boards, beach chairs, and umbrellas. And I'm assuming this means beach umbrellas, small personal umbrellas, you're fine. However, I would suggest just staying inside on days that it rains at sea. I know that the ship that we're going to be on actually has a retractable roof over one of the pools so that you can swim when it's raining. Not all ships have that, but anyway, if you're planning on going outside when it rains on the ship, or if you want to plan for that, if it does rain, bring a poncho. I mean, you can bring an umbrella, but you can only use it in port. There are also items that you cannot take off the ship in the United States. Coming back into the United States, these are things that you are not allowed to bring through customs. Animal products, unsealed food items, fruits and vegetables, agriculture and horticulture products, plants and cut flowers, and ship property. Of course, bringing ship property back on land, that's stealing. The rest of the stuff has a lot to do with the fact that they don't want you introducing a foreign animal or plant into our environment because it could cause chaos. Now, for the most important part, you are allowed 2 checked bags per passenger, and they must weigh no more than 50 pounds each. You are allowed 2 carry-ons per passenger, and they must fit through the X-ray machine. The dimensions are posted on the Carnival website, so look them up, and it will tell you the exact dimensions of your bag so you can measure it and make sure it'll fit. Prohibited items are, and these are some more things that you cannot carry on ship, and some of them are obvious, like illegal narcotics. No pot, people. Don't do it. Even if you sail to some place where it's legal, don't bring pot on board. Firearms, obvi. Air, BB, or other pellet pistols or rifles. Ammunition, explosives, fireworks, flares, or pyrotechnics, sharp-pointed weapons. All these things are obvious that you should not carry them with you on a cruise. Open razors. Now that means you can't carry individual razor blades or straight razors on the ship. Now you can use a safety razor or even an electric shaver. You can bring those on board. Because obviously, who wants to be running around with hairy legs, right? This next thing, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to try the best I can, and I don't even know what it is. Scandoos or Kerpans. I'm guessing that's some kind of weapon. Yeah, I don't know. Spears or spear guns, crossbows and longbows and arrows, blunt weapons, mace, pepper spray, or chemical weapons, flammable substances. Now, on the flammable substances thing, I would imagine that something like hairspray would be an exemption to that, but I'm not absolutely sure, so you may want to call your cruise line and find out. But, in general, I mean, it's like, don't bring lighter fluid on the ship. Use a disposable lighter if you have to smoke. Any other weapons, stun devices, large batteries, I don't know what that means. I'm guessing they're talking about, like, I don't know, like a battery that'll power a golf cart or something like that. But large batteries. Heating devices, so don't bring a space heater. Flying devices. Now, as I said earlier, you're allowed to bring drones on board, drone cameras. You can bring them on board, but you can only use them in port. Hoverboards and scooters, I think it's raining. Huh. Okay, so hoverboards and scooters, compressed gas tanks, propane and aerosol cans, ham radios, and laser pointers. Do not bring these things on board. Alright, so I hope that list has helped you, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more cruising videos and other videos. As always, thanks for watching and have a blessed day.